Welcome back, sexy VX users. I need to put this video in 0.5, otherwise the lights are going to flicker and it's going to really annoy people. This is Codys L67 that we've spent the past, I don't know how long we've been in here for. Yeah, way too long building. It's been waiting on parts and all that. I'm going to go through a bit of a rundown. And there's heaps of fab work that has to get done. We're fixing up all of... we're not really fixing it, but we're making the piping and everything else run better, so it flows better. And he's planning on keeping this set up for a little while, and we're going to do some experimenting and see what it can sort of make. So, not to point out the obvious, but it is twin charged. As you can see, it's got custom manifolds by Jacob at MacArthur Motorsports and Mechanical. He has done all of the exhaust side of things. He'd previously done the intake side, but I'm remodifying it because we have completely stacked the front end with coolers. It is the most packed that I've ever seen one before. We have the air to water heat exchanger for the front, the big 3-row aluminium radiator, air to air intercooler, like just a generic one, and the aeroflow transcooler, which as you can see I've had to notch into the chassis rail, which is crash bar. Oh, and I always forget, but the power steering cooler for when we eventually go Astra conversion, which will happen soon. Other than that, fully forged bottom end, tough mounts, cammed, all headwork. Pretty much whatever's done to my car, this is almost spec the same, only it has a twin charge setup that is turbo feeding the charger, whereas my twin charge setup at the end of this year will be charger feeding the turbo, so it's opposite and experimental. There will be videos on that. It is also running a Haltech, if you can't tell by the OS coils. So it's, pretty much identically spec to mine, plus or minus a few little bits and pieces. I'm not too sure on the specs.
Look at the throttle body. That's stoke.
Yeah. That's another thing that's going to happen later down the track. We'll do pretty much what's done to my charger to really get this baby flowing the best that I can.
Fucking ram air into it.
Absolutely ran the shit out of it. We have to, in this video, fab up all of the intercooler piping. We'll get a start on it at least, because it's very tight, if you can't tell. And I am going to be ramming this thing directly through the radiator. So, let's get these fab skills happening, eh?
So, some of the differences. Dylan's Haltech sits in the same spot, but the cam pad is on the other side, which is how MacArthur Motorsport ran it. So that sits there. Got a few buttons. I need more stickers. I've got the belt auto as well. So my one doesn't slip in second.
I'd also like to add into the video real quick that I did purchase something yesterday. This is going to be a... Look, I was going to restore it. There's going to be a full resto on this, but I'm going to touch the shit out of it.
What's that, mate? Needs one of these.
We'll have one in the next 3 weeks.
Fuck, I don't even know where I was doing with this. Oh, shit. There's still a long way to go on this thing, though. That fucking all needs to be touched. The battery is being relocated to the boot, as you can see by this thing here.
Also, sorry, forgot to mention, we resprayed the engine bay, if you couldn't tell.
Oh, yeah, look at the fucking paint.
The start.
Look at the paint, like it's fucked, right? This is okay. But, new colour who dis.
Okay.
Yeah, no sparkle. You can't see any sparkle. But anyway, freshly painted. It's a blue. It's a Lexus colour. It's pretty fucking decent in some good lighting. Came out beautiful. Sometimes purple, sometimes blue. This time black.
Yeah,
so,
when there's not really much direct light on it, it's pretty much just black. But
which is fucking awesome.
I'll put the torch on.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, even better.
Yeah.
Cool. So, I don't know if you can...
Hang on.
Yeah, it needs to be polished, but if you do look at it in a certain light, you can...
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So you can see a little bit of pearl to it. There's a 3-part pearl.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of green in there, but that doesn't ever show otherwise.
And obviously, that needs to be cleaned because it hasn't been touched.
Oh, yeah.
Since we sprayed it.
Yeah. This thing got fucking sprayed. The motor got dropped in. All of this shit got fucking put in, packed up.
I'll put in a snippet now of what it looks like when it wasn't an engine and it was freshly sprayed.
Yeah. Yep.
Alright, so we've got some aeroflow elbows, which is very similar to the one that's on the Charger, because obviously this is going to require some real tight bends. As I mentioned earlier, one of them is going to go directly through the radiator. So I've got my little texture, which is going to be a pain in the ass to mark, but so we're going to just get some rough sort of. Yeah, I just kind of draw over the car, but basically that's where I have to notch out. And then
a fair bit.
We'll just make it work. Also have to cut this one here because the elbow doesn't fit. It's a little bit too tight, so we'll trim that back so it sits about there, probably all the way really, and then to run that piping down under, might have to notch crash bar here a little bit, and they'll come underneath and go somewhere. I haven't decided yet. One pipe will go. I'm not. You don't have to record this, by the way. I'll figure this out.
I'm gooning. Oh, help. Now for the interesting bit. We're going to have to get all this piping and try and
trace back where the hell this bloke put this. Because
now, especially with the crash bar and everything, it's going to be a bit of a mission.
apparently, that's it. He had this through the headlight, which I refuse to believe.
That is crazy how that fit.
No way he had that there.
Holy fuck, our cooler's going to get in the way, isn't it?
No way the headlight still fits.
Get it. Get the headlight.
No way. Where?
Nah, there's something at play.
This bloke is a magician.
Bro, fit the unfittable.
So maybe it goes this way. That's makes
No.
sense.
As it goes through the fucking car.
And yeah, the cooler 100% going to get in the way. So I reckon cut more off than I need to because I'll always add some. I'd rather not have to take this in and out of the car 100 bazillion times. Alright, so we've got radiator out, got my marking out gear. Essentially, we have to make this pipe fit through there. I've done some rough marks already. But if you come down to this side, you can see that the input for the radiator is right in the way. Same as the cooler that's inside of it. So we're going to cut this whole thing open, remove all the guts from it. This will go up over here somewhere, and then we'll notch it out, roll some material to go in there, TIG weld them up. Good to go. So start with marking where to cut. So I'll cut there, and right before that weld, so I can box that all in and still have enough flow around it, and that is just enough room for that pipe to go through. Holy shit, it's coming out.
Oh shit, it's filling.
Oh, I've never hole sawed something aiming before, an angel, but it's just not.
Yeah. Get that side.
Also, I cannot recommend these hole saws enough. Milwaukee Hole Dozer, they're unreal. Sponsor me, please.
Oh, what's that? That brand there? Mate, that's why it's not fucking working, mate. It's smoking.
I think you're going to have a bit of a leaking problem here.
Oh. We're getting there.
The only issue now is this is your internal transcooler and it runs all the way up there.
So, take the pipe out, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's not getting used anymore.
No.
As you can see, there's one over there.
I've got an idea that is just so crazy that it might work. Whole story again. Now just got to cut that.
Get out! Get out! Time to see the inside of a radiator.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bit of metal in there. And with a few tools. Oh.
Yeah, so let's sort of clean up with a wire brush to get rid of any contaminants on the outside, ready for welding. And acetone, this is your best friend when you cigarette aluminium. Make sure it is clean and clean again. Don't stop cleaning it. If you think it's clean, it's not. Right, and for the infill piece, I actually found that a piece of 3-inch like intercooler piping almost fits. So all I'm going to do is cut it here, spread its legs, weld it in, and then just, yeah, that should be pretty good. See how like the circumference of the diameter of the earth rotates along the center point of the axis.
The earth flat, mate. Flexy.
So yeah, that's absolutely beautiful. So
Wow.
that is perfect. That's what I wanted. Wow, oh wow, we have plate 1, we have the actual like intake sort of side done, and then my big nice hole that is gonna, look at that. That is,
It's fucking crazy that was a fucking pipe before.
oh no. The things that you learn in the trade, look at this. It fits. What? My camera's doing the whole weird thing and it's even in 0.5. What the hell? Anyway, let's see. So you wanna take that? And we'll see how we're looking from underneath. Looking pretty good.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
Right, we've got this piping on. This tight fit, very good. Goes around the wastegate. Almost straight down. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, it'll be pretty much straight. Just gotta bend the pipe a little bit or pull it.
Yeah, which I reckon we'll just use this, which was his original piping, but I'll just cut this up because obviously this went underneath the car.
Yeah, this fucking
all the way under.
This fucking thing, the intercooler was sitting like where the crash bar was.
So if I cut that back, then I can slide that through the hole, and it should just fucking link straight up to that.
Look how fucking neat it's looking. We've got this running behind here too, so that's going to make a lot more sense.
Yeah.
This is kind of getting hidden now by this.
Future plans though, all of this will change eventually because he's going to do, as I mentioned in the start of the video, I think he's going to do the same blower that I have. So this will be the Planet Parts elbow, 92mm throttle body. And realistically, we want this pipe to be 3-inch. So it goes 2.5 into there, then 3-inch back out of the intercooler, back up through into here. So to go 2.5, 3, 4 at the throttle body, and that should flow nicer.
Very
and
nice.
Get more power too, like a lot more, because although the M90 charger is a massive restriction for the turbo, with a bigger turbo, you just thunder cunt the air into the fucking intake, and it should be alright.
And more space means we probably don't need to push as much fucking PSI as well.
Yeah, no, you can turn the boost down and have the same power because everything flows better.
Smoother, less resistance. Resistance.
It help. Okay, I would also like to put a shout out to SS Customs because I'm not sponsored by anyone at the moment. Hopefully soon. Anyway, someone send me things. I bought these and they're a life changer, and this has even worked on something that has 2 lips on it, and that's not coming off. So I should have clocked this. If I move this line out of the way a little bit, you can see that's pretty much right in the center. So we'll get that tacked on, grind this off, use the clamp again to get this piece coming off on some funky angle, weld them up. Okay.
Now these elbows are tacked on. We're gonna have a silicone joiner through here, going to another piece of pipe that comes up here. So then that way we don't have to take every single thing out when we want to take the radiator out next. Dylan's test fitting some fittings over here.
Yeah, converting the hard lines for the trans to 6 AM for the cooler.
So they'll run under, because that's where these lines go to.
Oh no.
Oh, there goes that.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just giving you this.
So we're gonna make a little bracket for this, little bracket for this. We're pretty much done for today though, so that's pretty much part 1.
Yeah, there'll be little other bits and pieces here and there
Yeah.
as we're moving it out onto the road and hitting Harry's caravan with the nav.
Harry's home. Harry's home.
He's almost home.
He's almost home. But yeah, not bad. Not bad at all.
Yeah, an oil filter too, so.
Huh?
Yeah, an oil filter as well.
Yeah, we can just get a fucking Repco for that or something.
That'll sit up here, like so. I'll make a bracket to bolt them up, and that's pretty good. Pretty snazzy, because obviously there won't be a power steering pump here anymore. That's out of the question, and there won't be an alternator up here anymore, so there's not going to be anything in that way. It's going to be way cleaner.
Yep. Alternator. And where's the Astra going in the boot, eh?
No, right there.
Oh, very good.
Exactly how mine is. It's like the identical version of my car, only it's black. So yeah, this will conclude today's video, which like I hate doing part 2s to things. There's lots of videos that I've posted on like TikTok that are not 2 parts, and it just takes me a long time to film them. But I want to get regular content out to you guys. So for that reason, there will be a part 2, and there won't be another part for a good couple of weeks, because mine and Cody's schedule don't always line up 100% perfect. But we have this to touch base on some more. Where the VX is gone again, it's going to get the box built. So yeah, there's still plenty of stuff to do, but I'm aiming for weekly uploads.
Help me.
And Blake will be in a second to help us push the car and then go home.